my house was in foreclosure. And I'll never forget it. I was talking to a buddy of mine because at the time I was the only person that I knew that owned a home,
Yeah.
and that was my age. I was
Yeah.
talking to a buddy of mine, and I said, "Hey, I was like, I just have to tell somebody, like, I'm in foreclosure. I don't know, like, this has been a huge weight on me for
Mm.
6 or 8 months."
Yeah.
And he goes, "Well, have you talked to the bank?" I'm like, "No, why would I talk to them? I owe them money."
Yeah.
He said, "Call them. This is happening all over the place." I don't watch the news, right? I
Yeah.
think the news is filled with a bunch of crap that I don't, that
Mhm.
I don't need my mental capacity, to put forth to it.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
I didn't know that this was a rampant thing. This is 2008, by the way.
Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Podcast. I am your host, Q Edmonds, and I'm excited to be here today. I have another fantastic guest, and I absolutely love this gentleman's journey. I love how he walked up until where he's now and what he's doing now, and I'm sure he's going to tell you all about it. And he mentioned something like following the breadcrumbs. And if you've been following me, you know when stuff like that is very interesting to me because I love when all the pieces come together. And so we're gonna dive in, and I am so excited for you all to peek through the lens of Mr. Casey McCoy. Mr. Casey, how you doing today, sir?
I'm well. I'm well. How are you, buddy?
Good, man. It's so glad to hear. I love when you said you well, man. For me, that resonates because being well is such an important thing. It's just when you say it, it just makes me think of just being physically okay, mentally okay. Just I'm well. I am in a good state of being. And so I don't know if you meant it like that, but that's how I took it because that's what resonates to me. So I love it, man. And so yeah, man. So Casey, let's do this. I want to dive right in. I want you to tell the people what your main focus is these days. I would love for you to give us a little bit of an origin story. We love the hero's journey. So we love origin stories. So if you want to give us an origin story, we would love that. And then let us know demographically where you are, like what markets you serve. So Casey, you have the floor, sir.
Awesome. Yeah, what we are focused on right now, I'm 70% sales, right?
Hmm.
So we sell real estate as a team. So I'm a team leader here in Evansville, Indiana, which is, for those of you guys not geographically knowledgeable about Indiana, southwestern, the toe of the boot that is
Yeah.
Indiana.
Yeah.
Um, but we buy and sell, help people buy and sell houses here. I'm also a real estate investor. That's where about 20-30% of my time comes from. And yeah, really, I got into real estate when I was 20. I was like, well, I know I want to live for free, but I also know I don't want to live with my parents because that's this is enough. I've had 19 years of this. I need to get out. And I love my parents to death, but I didn't want to live with them anymore. And so I was like, well, what do smart people do? Smart people buy houses. I was like, okay, well, it's 2006, so the market's been really ripping. And I didn't know that at the time, right? I've been in school, so not paying attention to the real estate market at all. And my parents live in the house that I grew up in, still today. So we didn't ever move. I didn't ever know any real estate agents. So I did what most people do. I called on a sign, and then I got connected with an agent, and we started looking at houses. And then, a couple months later, I bought a house and we closed.
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
And the sellers on it, we had negotiated it during the process that they were supposed to fix the roof on this big 4-car garage that this house had. This is back when I got approved for 150,000 and didn't make enough to make that payment every month. So this was a little bit different time on the lending side than we're in today. But I bought the house, ended up moving in a roommate after roommate, and did every single mistake possible. Now it's house hacking. It's a cool thing. Back then, it was just me being 20, wanting to live for free. So I made about every mistake possible. One of my roommates kicked in. She'd like to get drunk and kick in doors. That was her thing. So, yeah, yeah. But it was a really long journey. And after a couple of years, my house was in foreclosure. And I'll never forget it. I was talking to a buddy of mine because at the time I was the only person that I knew that owned a home, and that was my age. I was talking to a buddy of mine, and I said, "Hey," I was like, "I just have to tell somebody. Like, I'm in foreclosure. I don't know. Like, this has been a huge weight on me for 6 or 8 months." And he goes, "Well, have you talked to the bank?" I'm like, "No, why would I talk to them? I owe them money."
Yeah.
He said, "Call them. This is happening all over the place. I don't watch the news, right? I think the news is filled with a bunch of crap that I don't, that I don't need my mental capacity, to put forth to it." So I didn't know that this was a rampant thing. This was 2008, by the way. So I didn't know that this was a rampant thing across the nation. So I did. They, kind of, we got something worked out on forbearance there. And I ended up keeping the house for about 14 years and ended up selling right before 2020.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that was my first foray into real estate. Along that path, I got licensed in 2010. So I've been licensed for 16 years.
Yeah.
And mostly because of that transaction, because I was like, well, wait a minute. I now know enough to know that I could have protected myself at that time. And I could have stood up for myself, but my agent didn't.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so if I can at least protect anybody from having that experience or experiences similar, like that seems like I don't know what I want to do in life. I was in print journalism, at university at the time.
If you're looking for consistent, high quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency, it's the most sophisticated, data driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
all the newspapers were going down, I was like, look, I don't know what path this is in life, but
Yeah.
I know at least if I can protect people, this seems like a pretty solid
Mm,
path.
mm, mm, mm. Man, Casey, thank you so much for the journey. It's funny that last part just stuck with me just about the journalism. And, you remind me of the old school journalism is when it really was to to protect the truth, to talk about the truth, and in return, the truth will protect the people because it's the truth, right? And so, I could just see, and this is interesting, man, because the more you talk, I was writing stuff down as you was talking, like I said, kind of writing down your resume, how you got into real estate at 20. You did house hacking before you even that the term was house hacking, right? Right. But man, you mentioned something at the top of the show. You said, well, it's top of our conversation, following the breadcrumb. And so, Casey, I have this saying where I say destiny has no wasted moments. I say that probably about once every podcast because as we move through our destination, we build moments that make us who we are right now. Those moments, they come and they just define our character. We see things about ourselves. So when I hear you talk about print journalism, just listen to you talk, it's like it makes sense. It makes sense that you will want to help people. It makes sense that you will want to protect people the way your agent maybe didn't protect you, and then empower people to be able to protect themselves. And so I would love to know, what has destiny taught you about yourself? Some people is, resilience, is discipline. Like, what has these moments taught you about you?
Honestly, it is the moments that are the most struggle is where the most growth has happened in my life. That's been my biggest observation is and, like, yeah, everybody loves the times when things are cushy, and I've not had a lot of those. It's been a big boulder uphill, right? My dad worked on the loading dock at a hospital, and my mom was a home health care nurse, like, my whole life growing up, so I watched 2 people work very, very hard, and I had that on one end of the side. My dad was also a professional photographer and one of the best ones in southwestern Indiana. His stuff is all over the place. And but he could never figure out the business side of it. So I watched that struggle and his passion for it while he went and did his day job that he hated and wanted to do something different, but never could figure it out. And then on the other end of that, I had, luckily, I had an uncle who was one of the biggest state farm reps in the country. Um, and so I got to see what life was like. I remember many Easters and Christmases and stuff where he's in his office working while we're doing, Easter or Christmas dinner because of a tornado or something that agents that at the time had to deal with. They don't really deal with that much anymore. Um, but I saw both of those juxtapositions, and I in high school I thought, man, if I could just get like a desk job somewhere, this sounds awesome. This would be great if somebody would
Yeah.
just pay me to do something at a desk. And luckily, that never happened. I've never had a full time job in my life. I've worked for myself for the last 16 years. I had like 6 or 8 different part time jobs at the same time through college. And that's all the stuff that I look back on and go, well, this was really my defining character, right?
Yeah.
I'm a hard worker because I genuinely like to be helpful to people and I like to help people forward. And I looked at that at Baskin Robbins, my very first job. I was like, wonder how fast I can get these floors cleaned
Yeah.
today.
Facts.
Like you're just playing games with yourself the whole time while you're doing something that you know that you're not going to do forever, but
Yeah.
you've got to bring energy to it that otherwise wouldn't be there. Because I never thought it was. I always thought it was weird that me and the other guy got paid the same, but my work ethic was a lot higher than his. Um, but it's that struggle that helped me formulate everything that we have today, and the big investing portfolio that we have, the big real estate team that we have. We don't have a big team. We do a lot
Yeah.
of transactions. So
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
I'm a that kind of spills out into that where I want to be in business with people that are running after it, not that I have to push up the hill.
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
Mm-hmm. Man, I thank you so much, man. I think you are the perfect personification of destiny has no wasted moments, right? Like you would take in everything that life has thrown at you and you turned it into an opportunity to look forward, to be innovative, to build on. You know, all of us, adversity finds all of us, no matter where we are in our walks and our journey. And I often say failure is fertilizer. Now, I'm not calling people a failure, right? We're not taking a personification of failure, but there are moments that just fail. Like we try it and it just don't work. That's the fertilizer that causes us to grow. And most time when you get fertilizer, a lot of it's just dung. It's shit, it's shit. That's what it is. But you allow it to grow you, when you allow you to get nutrients that can come out of it, lessons that can come out of it, you find out that this was just fertilizer for me to grow. It taught me different things, and it really put deep roots down within me. And so when I listen to you talk, man, that's what I hear. Somebody that's deeply rooted, somebody who has took every moment that's given them, and you turned it into gold. And so, man, I really, really appreciate you, Casey. So let me ask you this, man. What is the next real goal for you? Like, what are you looking to solve or scale next, man?
Yeah, that's a great question, and it's one of those things that, I think goals, at least for myself, goals were easier to come up with when I didn't have anything, right?
Mm.
When I didn't have anything at all, it's like, shit, I just want something, you know? So, my first initial goal, luckily I had some very good mentors in my life along the way. My first initial goal, my first mentor was like, "Hey, did you know that, your investments could pay for your expenses?" I was like, "That's a thing? I don't Never heard that, and that's never been something that any of my friends have ever talked about." So that introduced me to the thought process of becoming a millionaire, right? So then that was the goal for a little while. Being a millionaire didn't really excite me because it's like, for what end, right? So being a net worth millionaire, it sounds cool and it sounds awesome, but like, what does it do for my life? So I had to change that along the way, right? As often you do with goals, it's like, oh, that sounds really cool. Let's go start chasing that, and then you start running down the path, and you realize how hard it is,
Mm.
and you realize the extra work you've got to put in for it, and you start knowing the unknown at the beginning. It's like, oh, to do this, I'm going to have to sacrifice this, because you got to take energy from somewhere in your life, right? You can't burn energy hot at all areas
Come
of your
on, man.
life all the time.
Mhm.
So that goal changed from that to, well, what if I could just make it so that our expenses drop down and my passive income exceeds those expenses? What would that look like to have 100% of our expenses paid for by our investments? So that became the goal. The net worth millionaire side came alongside it, obviously, because you've got to buy assets to have income from those assets. Now the goal, about 4 years ago, we were selling 40, 50 houses a year, myself and one administrative person. And 4 or 5 years ago, I was like, well, I could keep doing this and keep serving clients, but I didn't love the relationship cycle, right? I
Mm.
like staying in relationship with people long term. And I heard this thought process from Naval, if you've ever heard him. Most people have. So he's tech. He does a lot of happiness and
Mhm.
business related thought provoking. I'll send you his book.
Okay, please.
So, but he introduced me to the idea of playing long term games with long term people. I was like, huh. Well, right now I'm playing long term games, but with short bursts of relationships. And I'm really good. That is a strength of mine. Winning others over is one of my biggest strengths. And it's just because I love connecting with other people and hearing their story, right? So if that's the goal, how do I create more long-term relationships inside of this long-term game? Because now real estate's the only thing that I know, right? It's the thing that like I got bit by the stupid bug early of real estate, and now I just can't ever let it go. And it's a great thing. It's been a fantastic ride, but that journey changed when I started building out the team, and now my goal is a semblance in parts of their goals. I
Mm,
can't want something for them that they don't want. So either I have to up my goal and pull more people into that view, or I've got to downgrade my goal to meet theirs. But either way, my goal has to be big enough to incorporate everybody into that ride. We've got 7 people on the team. So now our goal this year is 160 transactions on the sales side, and my ultimate goal, though, is to teach all of my agents to save a portion of their commission
mm,
and to invest alongside each other along
yeah,
the way in bigger deals than any of us could do on our own. That's that's my big overarching goal. Luckily, I have agents that want to be involved in that,
yeah,
and now I just have to, and we're a newer, team. We really built out most of everybody that's on the team last year.
gotcha.
So we grew from 3 to 8 last year, and that's been a journey in all of in itself. But
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Man, I love it. I really like talking to you, Casey. I don't know if you did it strategically or not, and I doubt if you did, but as a host, you break the show now in segments in your brain. I got these different segments. And it's like before I could even get to the segment, you're like ushering us right into the segment because the last thing I normally talk about is relationships. And I'm so glad, man, you just naturally went there because I believe that healing happens in community. That's what I firmly believe. I believe community is common unity. It's people doing things together. And when I asked you right at the top of the show, how you doing? You said, I'm well. So when you have the proper community, everything becomes well. Your mentality becomes well. Physically, you become well because you're around people are kind of pushing you to succeed and be the best version of yourself, even physically. Financially, you become well. And so I just believe community healing happens in community. So I love the way you talked about relationships. I love the way one of the goals is to teach your team how to invest in each other and invest together. I mean, I just think you're building a beautiful ecosystem where you can't help but be successful because you're building it the right way. And I always say at the foundation of any successful business is servitude. And man, you are a server at heart. Man, I really, really appreciate you, Casey. Listen, if someone wanted to reach out to you, connect with you, collaborate with you, learn more about what you're doing, Casey, how can they get in contact with you, sir?
yeah, you can find me on Instagram. I'm the Casey McCoy. You can go to our website, team-mccoy.com. Those are the two best ways. You can find me on Facebook. That's where I'm most active, but I am almost capped on friends. So
Gotcha, man. Gotcha. Absolutely. Well, Casey, allow me to say three things to you, man. So first, let me thank you for your time because time is our most precious commodity. Time is something that we can get back, but we also try to get back. We put systems in place so we can get our time back to be able to do what we want to do with it. And so you can be doing anything in the world. You chose to be here with us. So thank you for your time. Secondly, man, thank you for your story. But I like to say thank you for the gift of your vulnerability. As you told us things that you did not have to tell us. So you was transparent. So thank you for that gift. And I believe our stories have a way to plant seeds in people that can be nourished. And we never know when the growth is going to happen. but our stories have planted the seed. And then later on, sometimes amazing things just come from it. So definitely thank you for your story and planting the seed. Lastly, man, thank you for your mindset. Thank you for your perspective and bringing that mindset to this platform. Casey, I greatly appreciate you. Thanks for being here today, man.
Thank you for the common unity. I'm going to use that today.
Yeah.
That was really good.
Oh, man, I appreciate you so much, Casey. Listen, y'all heard Casey. You've heard his story. He's giving you how to get in contact with him. Look in the show notes, connect with him. But definitely make sure that you are subscribed here because I promise you, we're going to continue to bring up amazing people just like Mr. Casey. I keep telling y'all call me out when I say it's going to be an amazing show and I don't bring it, we don't bring it as the ecosystem and common unity. You tell me and call me out, and then I'll apologize to you. But I keep telling you, we're going to continue to keep doing this, bringing up amazing people who are just going to share so you can get these seeds so they can get watered and so that something can grow from it. So again, thank you, Casey, and everyone else. Y'all have a fantastic day.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.